It's not really a collection. You have shells displayed next to birds. There's nothing of the maniac collector here. There's this sense of aesthetics which allows you to plunge into the animal world.
The different pieces here come from across the world. We really have this feeling that when we lock the doors at night, they all come to life and talk amongst themselves.
Hidden away in Paris's Saint-Germain neighbourhood lies a magic kingdom, frozen in time. A strange collection of the wonders and fantasies of the natural world, all housed under one roof. Maison Deyrolle is one of the last remaining curiosity shops in the world. It's been delighting the young and the old alike for almost 200 years. Jean-Baptiste de Panafieux can often be found here, admiring what's on offer. Specialising in natural history, he's an author who comes to get inspiration for his upcoming novels.
Excuse me, do you still have those jackalope heads, the hares with the horns? Oh, those funny heads. Yes, a bit weird. Do you have them still? No, sadly they've all gone. Now and again you can find horned hares. They have an amazing story. They were invented by taxidermists who wanted to create fantasy animals. You can see it here. There are stuffed animals, stuffed unicorns that don't exist in the real world. This mix of the natural world and the world of make-believe and legend can be found here. That's the real impression that you get from this place. There are also strange things like this albino peacock. To come across any albino animal is already very rare, but here we have a magnificent example of a bird that's known for its extraordinary colours, but here it's completely white. In curiosity shops, we come to admire all that's unusual and strange, but there are also marvels from nature, everything that's beautiful, be it for its colours, its shape, or just its uniqueness. You don't always get that in a museum, where what's interesting scientifically is always given priority. But for me, the beauty of an animal is what propels us to want to know more about it and how it lives. In some way, art helps us discover science.
Deyrolle is one of the oldest taxidermists in Paris. It houses hundreds of stuffed animals that have been brought here from zoos across 6 continents. With his nimble fingers, Yves Cerruti repairs them to give these creatures a second life. This morning, he's working on a microscopic skeleton.
Here I have a very tiny specimen. It's a little exotic bird, a little wader. It's really fragile and delicate, so I have to handle it with care. I'm trying to concentrate as hard as possible. I'm trying to take everything off from around it. That's the hardest part. Once you've started, you can't stop and think.
Yves, we're going to take these pieces upstairs.
Francine Campa is in charge of this treasure trove of delights.
This one is really my favourite. We've kept these little scars on his face because they are part of his life. It's a really beautiful piece of work.
It's Francine who decides which pieces will be given to collectors, to artists, or even to museums.
The Deyrolle family were originally a family of scientists. Monsieur Deyrolle was an entomologist and was fascinated by insects. In 1831, he decided to share his passion for the animal world and set up Deyrolle.
The business that Achille Deyrolle set up soon became highly respected for its commitment to education.
30 years later, his grandson created teaching boards, theme posters about one particular theme that were meticulous but also beautiful visually. For example, there was one about the inside of the human body, or about the strangest of animals. and which family they belong to.
Quelques-uns des animaux très étranges, à quelle famille ils appartiennent. Ces planches sont
These
restées
teaching
sur les murs
boards
de
stayed
classe
hanging on the
pendant
walls of
une centaine
classrooms for over
d'années.
100
Deyrolle
years.
était le premier fournisseur
Deyrolle
de
was the world's
l'instruction
first
publique
supplier of
dans le
teaching
monde entier,
aids.
puisque Deyrolle
He
fournissait
supplied
le
teaching and
matériel
learning aids to
pédagogique
120
et scolaire dans
countries,
plus de 120 pays
and they
dans
were
le monde,
translated into
et
4
elles étaient
languages.
traduites en 4 langues.
This is how Deyrolle helped teach children about the joys of the natural world and helped to inspire generation after generation of new discoverers.